A lot of people do not seem to grasp the sheer insanity of the achievements this man has delivered to us on the track. He has been wrongfully called a two-year wonder or a man with wasted potential. But let me tell you, when looking at the stats of this Kenyan athlete, the question of whether or not he should be considered as one of the GOATs of distance running is coming to an end once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, of course we're talking about none other than Daniel Komen. Let's get into it with Daniel Komen's 1500 meter progression, where I already have to say that this wasn't even his main event of focus, which is hard to believe with such a personal best to his name. But let's start at the beginning. At the tender age of 19, Komen ran a time of 3:34.63 over the 1500 meter distance. In the following year he slightly improved on this time. And then the year 1997 came around the corner, and Daniel Komen said, well, it is time to finally introduce myself over the 1500 meter distance. In this year, at the age of 21, he ran a personal best of 3:29.46, which makes him the 20th fastest athlete over this distance to this day. It is no secret that Daniel Komen is the fastest man ever to run a 3000 meter race. It is, however, not so clear that he already achieved this feat at the age of 20, because when we look at his progression, we can see that in 1995, at age 19, he already had a personal best of 7:38. But then, in 96, he obliterated the previous 3000 meter world record held by Nuruddin Mursali by nearly 5 seconds, clocking an unheard of time of 7 minutes, 20 seconds and 67 beautiful hundredths of a second. Now, let's put this into perspective. To this day, only one other athlete was able to break the 7:25 minute barrier, and this special individual was Hicham El Garouche, the current 1500 meter world record holder. Komen's world record equals 3 consecutively run 1000 meter races in 2:26.89 minutes each, or an average pace of 24.51 kilometers per hour. Now, I encourage you to step on a treadmill, set the pace at 24.5 kilometers per hour, and tell me in the comments down below how long you were able to survive this pace. Now, bring on the 5000 meters. When looking at Komen's progression in the 5000 meter starting at age 18, we can see a casual 13:31, followed by a time of 12:56.15 in the next year. I mean, come on Daniel, it is like you skipped 5 years of progressing and running and said, fuck it, I'm not waiting to break the 30 minutes barrier, I'm just doing it right now. Over the next 2 years, he then further lowered his 5000 meter personal best to an absurd 12:39.74. Now this is the point where it gets interesting, taking into account that most people see Komen's 3000 meter world record as his greatest achievement of all time. But let me tell you, there is one other race that comes particularly close to his 3000 meter level of greatness. On August 22nd, 1997, Komen ran one of the most ridiculous 5000 meter races of all time. Not only did he break the 5000 meter world record at the time, previously held by a certain Haile Gebrselassie, but he also became the first person ever to break the 12:40 minute barrier. To this day, only 4 athletes in total were able to achieve the same feat. In addition to that, he is still the Kenyan national record holder over the 12.5 lap distance on the track. This effort is nearly unbelievable considering the fact that we're not talking about any country. We're talking about a country where 6-year-olds probably make fun of each other when they don't have a sub 50-minute 5K personal best. But seriously, not only was no other Kenyan athlete able to break Daniel Komen's incredible time, but not a single runner in over 20 years was even able to come close to Komen's mark. The closest any Kenyan has come to Komen's record is the GOAT of the marathon himself, Eliud Kipchoge, with his 12:46.53 back in 2004, which is almost 7 seconds away from Komen's national record. At this point, you probably have realized what a beast Daniel Komen was on the track, but there is still one other stat that just can't stay unmentioned. Daniel Komen's membership to one of the most elite clubs in track and field history. Only 6 athletes throughout the history of the sport have managed to join this club. And Daniel Komen, you guessed it, is not only a member of this club, but he is its leader. I'm talking about the club of subs. Men who ran a sub 3:30 1500 meter, a sub 7:30 3000 meter and a sub 30 minute 5000 meter race. Looking at the combined time of those 3 racing distances, Daniel Komen totals a time of 23:29.87, taking the lead position, followed by Hicham El Garouche and Ali Saidi Sief. Finally, here is a bar chart of all PBs of Daniel Komen with respect to his position in the all-time best list in a respective event. So on top of all the amazing things we've already seen, this guy is also the only human being ever to run 2 consecutive miles in under 4 minutes. Just ridiculous. In that sense, if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate you, I hope you liked it, and I see you in the next one.